Благая Ти да, Господа. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. I read a news article about a 12-year-old boy, Samuel, who hanged himself in the backyard of his house. It was on a Monday, just 6 hours before beginning the school year. He was going to be 6th grade. The night before, he prayed with his brothers. He had an ice cream for dessert, even engaged in a pillow fight. He was 5 feet. He weighed 175 pounds. He was a heavy kid who didn't have many friends. Kids made fun of him. He was different. We live in a world where young people are given a diet of fantasy, invitations to supernatural experiences, drugs, alcohol, acting out sexually, bullying, and pressure. Quick satisfaction, pleasure beyond measure. An 18-year-old in Taiwan who played a computer game for 40 hours straight collapsed from exhaustion. We start seeing more and more of this. The case of an 8-year-old in Louisiana who killed his 87-year-old grandmother for stopping him from playing the famous Grand Theft Auto game. We shouldn't even look that far for examples of this suffering in the world and the kids, what they go through, because recently the country was shook by horrible, horrible atrocities relating to youth. Truly, as parents, we want to do what is best for our children. And in today's gospel, we hear of a child that could not live a whole life, a complete life, due to a presence of a demon. This is a painful sight for all parents to see their children or a healthy child with a problem and we can't help. The father who brings him in to Jesus says to Jesus that he threw himself into the water and into the fire because of a demon. Now, to use a 21st century language, this is a first century way of saying that he is involved into a self-destructive behavior. That's what we say today, right? Self-destructive behavior. And St. Gregory Palamas interprets the water to mean indulging in the pleasures and satisfactions, overeating, for example, drinking, parties, while fire he interprets as the burning desire of sexual affection. And this is where the demon led the child towards. You may not think of that, of a demon making us do these things, but that's what the Father's saying. Now, we mustn't admire this father. Just think of this situation. Religious leaders looking down upon the apostles, probably telling them that they're fake or saying they can help people, but where is their help now? The 9 disciples apparently had no power in this situation. In a few chapters earlier, we hear that the Lord told them, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out demons, he said to them. Freely you've received, freely give. And now the power they had is not enough to cast out this demon. Not enough. You can imagine the 9 disciples trying and nothing happens. The crowd around them and the religious leaders of that time mocking them. And later Jesus gives the answer. The disciples aren't praying, the disciples aren't fasting. We can read that Jesus, Peter, James, and John were gone for 6 days up to the mountain where Jesus was transfigured in front of these 3 disciples and showed his divinity. We celebrated this August 6th. Now, why weren't the other 9 disciples exercising spiritual discipline? We're not told, but we know they've let their guard down. So the Father says, I brought him to your disciples, but they couldn't cure him. This Father's persistence will pay off, though, because he's going to bring the boy to the one place where the child can get real help, real support. And Jesus begins by pointing out the reality we live in of faithless and perverse generation, he says, that doesn't believe in God. I will suggest to us today one conclusion, that a moment away from Jesus will make us powerless. The moment we step away from his grace will make us powerless. No matter if we're priests, no matter if we're lay people, a moment away from him takes away our ability to deal with life. Parents would say, my child has basketball, my child has volleyball, my child has baseball, you name it. And it is during the time when youth group meets, when Sunday school meets, when the church celebrates the day of the Lord, Sunday, so we can't come. Sometimes people would say, there is too much politics in the church. I don't like the priest. The Sunday school teacher does not know anything. Services are too long. Bring him here to me, says Jesus in the gospel. Forget all these excuses. Bring him here to me. Bring your children to the Lord. How much hope there is in these words, indeed. This isn't the first time he said, bring him to me. This isn't the first time we've heard it said, bring our children to Jesus. Bring our neighbor to Jesus. Bring our loved ones to Jesus. Do we understand that there are forces there working against us coming to church, against us being powerful, against us controlling our lives, against us being the image and likeness of God? And we don't need to have spiritual eyes to see those forces. All we need to see is coaches, schools making plans for our children during the day of the Lord. Kyriaki, Sunday, the day of the Lord. Make Christ the center of your life, and you will have no problem with your children, say the saints. My child is small, but people have guaranteed me that he can see through me. So I would say, let us show our children that what our priorities are. Let us make faith our priority. When we make faith our priority, we don't even need to speak to them about this. They see it, and they emulate it. We make faith our priority, we put God first. This speaks for itself to our children and everyone around us. Are we going to fight the demons of this age with more drugs, more education, more sports, even on a Sunday? No. It is Jesus that remains the solution, now, back then, and forever. Sunday school, youth ministry, and registration will be opening soon. Registration for the new and incoming acolytes will be emailed to the parents this week. If I look around, I don't see any acolytes here. Parents, you're responsible for registering your children. Please, look upon that email. Please, register your children. They can't do it by themselves. Now, Father Rick and all the Sunday school teachers are here to help your children have a Christ-centered perspective on the world we live in. The children, as we know, will get information on whatever interests them. They will get it from somewhere. What we want is that they get it from the right source, from the source that will keep them safe. Facilitate building relationships between your children and the priests, your children and the youth director, your children and the church school teachers. Invite them to your homes. Invite them. This is why they are here. This is why we are here. May the only one who can deliver us from the demons of the yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and truly, holistically heal us, be glory now and ever, to the ages of ages. Amen.